Of course, last weekend was the clash at Bowman Gray. Chase Elliott kind of had a dominant win. I think he led 175 at 200 laps, somewhere in that ballpark.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. Ryan Blaney had a stellar run. He got the provisional spot in the main event and drove all the way up to second. Was battling for the lead at one point, and then couldn't get around Chase.
Just couldn't get all the way there. I did like Ryan's comment after the race where he was like, last year I started last and I finished third, and then this year I started last and I finished second, so maybe we can work on that next year so I don't have to pass everybody.
But what were our thoughts on the clash at Bowman Gray? I think obviously it was a pretty cool scene. Shout out to that one Chase fan at the end that got put all over everything. Just, yeah, exactly, blank staring. That was great. Really appreciate Fox. That guy does too. But
what if we find the least enthusiastic person right now in the crowd?
And it's literally a guy wearing the hat and the merchandise of the guy that just won the race. It's crazy.
Yeah,
There's gotta be another one.
That's my first thought on the clash.
Be like
it was such an unfortunate return to form for Fox in a bad way. Like, how are we at Bowman Gray zooming in so far that we... Like, I'm not even the kind of person that wants to, like, rehash all the same old boring talking points about the Fox broadcast. But it was kind of ridiculous. We're at Bowman Gray. The track is, like, this big. Like, what are we doing zooming in? I don't understand.
But
yeah, they completely missed Burt Meyer's crash.
Yeah!
I don't know how.
But
it's a football field, dude! Like...
They should be good at that. They just had the Super Bowl last night with their stellar score.
I was going to mention that because they were even doing it in the Super Bowl when they were interviewing Jalen Hurts post-game, and they only had this much of his face in frame. And I was like, you're talking to one person. Back up a step. Like, holy shit.
I really don't get it. And yeah, honestly, it just was such a disgusting return to form for them. But I thought it was cool at Bowman Gray. I think NASCAR did a good job making that place feel up to snuff, which is good because now they get to keep those changes. I think they took down the fence, but Bowman Gray hasn't had a fence in like all 70 years it's existed or some nonsense like that, so that's not a big deal. But they have safer barriers, and that's good for the guys that race there every week. And now that they put all the money into it, now people are spreading rumors about the clash going to Brazil, which I don't hate, but we just spent all that money getting Bowman Gray up to snuff, and now we're going to Brazil.
But we got to take NASCAR International, man.
What?
We got to take all of our sports international. That's how. That's how.
And we can, because NASCAR has a Brazil series. Interlagos is probably one of the best F1 tracks that like could be also a NASCAR track. Mm-hmm. Like it's perfect for it, and like the atmosphere would be cool, and I know there's always going to be the same damn yokels. I don't want to go NASCAR to America, yada yada, like this, that, the other thing. It'd be really cool. Man, does it need to be the Clash? Does it need to replace Bowman Gray? Like, do we need to do all that?
Yes.
We could just what if we just had like a exhibition race or something, you know? Because we did that before.
Charter
we went to Japan. Really?
I don't think so. I'm assuming the charter agreement is only locked in for the current 38 events. So,
oh wow,
you would have to incentivize teams to go do that now. And I don't know what kind of incentives would be there for teams to, go do that. But also NASCAR kind of be pretty dickish, I think is the proper term. But and just tell the teams, you have to go to Brazil and run
literally the "you're going to Brazil" meme. Like,
I've been thinking about that every day. Like,
so
I can't wait to take a screenshot from a Huangdo video and use that for when it's announced.
So it's going to be very interesting to see what the future of the Clash is, because there are, like, San Diego was kind of up there, but then also San Diego's in play for, like, the street race after this year at Chicago. So where
would they even run the Clash in San Diego?
Just around Qualcomm.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
That's where they'll probably do the street race. Like I would think that it'll end up being a like road course clash event. It won't be a like short oval because I don't know how many football stadiums you could really put a oval in.
Yeah,
I know two though. I know two.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Brazil's cool, and because like it's still technically summer there. No, like it'd be like the atmosphere would be awesome.
Yeah.
But is that
really what we want to
right
do
now?
No,
like
not really. We should probably go to Canada first if we're gonna go international. But then again, there might be a tariff, so who knows?
Ayo.
yeah.
But yeah. Shout out to Chase Elliott for winning the Clash. He actually kind of looked happy for a couple seconds. So
he did a cool burnout.
He did.
That burnout was pretty sick.
He was having, you know what? He had a good time. I appreciate Chase Elliott because he had a good time when he won the race.
You know, I said this. I said this on the night too, and my new stance on Chase Elliott is, you know, you'll never make me hate Chase Elliott. You certainly won't make me like him,
right?
But you'll never make me hate him.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like we say. He just hates his job. He hates his job.
That's so relatable,
you know what?
too, right?
We hate our jobs.
Yeah.
He hates his job. We're the same. We're the same.
One and the same.
I was gonna say the LCQ was chaos, as everybody predicted.
Of course.
Ty Dillon was a goddamn terrorist.
Yeah.
Again.
As he should be.
I'm so glad that he has a full-time cup ride this year. Great.
I can't believe it.
Just the entire time I was watching that, I just kept thinking, why?
Yeah.
Just why?
Just Ty Dillon things, you know.
I forgot he had a full-time cup ride. Even when I was watching the race, like he would come on screen and be like, "Ah, God, Jesus Christ, Ty Dillon!"
Ty Dillon jump scare
every time.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you had Ricky Stenhouse wrecked the hell out of Burt Myers.
Yeah.
And then Burt Myers just hung out by his hauler, and then he was like, "Hey, Ricky, where are you?" And he's like, "You should go by the hauler." And it's like, "Did you look at the picture? That's where he is." Just saying. So that's funny.
Man.
Ty Gibbs should be parked because he needs to be parked for a race because he's also a goddamn terrorist.
Yeah.
Dude,
This is getting out of hand.
Is never gonna grow up.
Nope.
No. I mean, it was literally mid-wreck when he gets turned, and then he just full throttles into Zane Smith's door.
He has a habit of doing that now, too.
Yeah.
That's not the first time he's done that. Or the second time. I think that's the third time he's done that we've seen.
What was it? Sonoma?
Sonoma was the first one I remember.
Yeah. Also, it's Justin Haley, not Zane Smith, I just realized.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he friggin' ramped up over Justin Haley trying to ram him under caution. Like,
I would have cried if he flipped. If he ended up on his lid.
Oh yeah,
and was
that would have
just
been the funniest
there,
thing of all time.
I would have cried. It would have been the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Just
He
baby
was so
raging.
this close.
It was already
close.
like the funniest thing though. Like
It's pretty
Yeah,
funny.
and like NASCAR said they were like, "Oh, we're gonna talk to Ty about this," and I was like, "No, park him for a race. Dude.
yeah.
Yeah, no, we're past that, dude. We're past
Park him
that.
for the Daytona 500. That shit does not fly."
Could you imagine? Oh man.
He's basically gotten away with every,
Oh, and then he needed a playoff waiver, and then he wouldn't get playoff points.
Yeah.
Funny. But like he's basically gotten away with and we're far enough into the podcast at this point. He's basically gotten away with every shitty thing he's done ever in a stock car. Like he's never gotten like horribly punished, no?
No.
Like he does not know what that looks like and he just keeps doing stupid stuff.
Yeah.
He tore up like 13 race cars at Sonoma by just matting the throttle when he got turned.
Yeah.
In the Xfinity Series, while
He
he was a cup
literally
driver.
did a burnout and then crashed into his teammate.
He did. Yes,
Like,
that's right.
after the wreck. Destroyed 2 Gibbs cars that were not wrecked up until that point.
I think it was the natural race. I don't think he held the throttle, but like everyone else was slowing down, and he did not slow down at all, and T-boned the person that was up at the wall.
Yep.
That was what he did.
God, I forgot.
They were
about
wrecking,
that, yeah.
and he just blew through everybody because he didn't slow down. I don't know. He's like
Watched too much Cars as a kid.
he is what, and Carson Hocevar is still guilty of this. He's not innocent, but he's what everyone says Carson Hocevar is.
Yeah.
Times a million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.